Hi, everybody, and welcome to the OEB Slow Read Clay's Arc, Session 3. As you can see, I am not in Jerry. I am her wife, Tomi, and I'm here to start you off for the first little bit. And yeah, we have a guest speaker or a guest joining us when Jerry does arrive home. And I think she said about 20 minutes. So if you're in the chats and you're participating, if you want to pop a few words down and I can just sort of read them off before you get started. I have not read the book, and I usually don't participate in this portion of the OEB slow read, but I overhear it because I'm usually sitting a few feet away from Njeri doing my own work. So I am excited that, so far 9 folks have joined, and I'll wait for a few more before I start your first reading sprint. Okay, so hi, Pretty Brown Eye reader. Hi, Jersey fam. Hi, Hi, Tommy. That's funny. Hi, and Jerry. Onyx Pages. You're welcome. I'm glad to be here and that I could do this and connect with folks before we get started. Hi, Tamara Ramsey. M. Green. Regina Renee. Hi. Jeannie Johnson. Greetings to you. Catherine White. Polly Washburn. I realize I'm saying everybody's last name. I don't know if it's your government name or not. Um, Dr. Van Putten, hola, it's nice to see you. Although I don't get to see you, I get to at least read your name. Okay, so we have a few people that have joined us. And what I would suggest is that we start with your reading sprint. And normally what Njeri would do is ask you 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I believe 20 minutes might be helpful because hopefully by the time you finish your first reading sprint, Njeri will be in front of you. So does 20 minutes work for folks? Do you want something a little bit shorter or longer? Just let me know. If you put it in the chats and I can just share with the group what you've decided you want to do. Okay, so far I see 20. Okay, and I'm not that great at the technology part just yet around finding the clock. So what I will do, bear with me, I will just set a timer. So I gently ask if you can all set a timer for 20 minutes. That will approximately get us to 7:24, and then I will click back on. Okay, so it's great to see that everyone's saying 20. Enjoy your reading wherever you are at in your chapters, and I look forward to hearing more about it. Obviously, when Njeri gets here, and I'll hear from the sidelines. Thanks for your patience and happy reading. So yes, we'll rejoin the rest of the group at 7:24. Thanks, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's so happy now.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I need to get a little bit of height on my laptop so we can be eye to eye. Thank you very much for being so gracious with Tomi. Sometimes the end of my workday is a little bit unpredictable. So I know for the past couple of sprints, I've been coming in after the hour, but I hope that's been okay with you. And here we are. So there is a post-sprint question on your screen. So please answer it in the chat. And I'll scroll up and see who's here. Also, Regina Renee, please check your email and let me know your thoughts. And here we are. So who do we have? I'm going to keep our post-sprint question up, but I'll say hi to folks, starting from Alicia, hello. Jersey Femme, hi. Green, hello. Tamara, Regina Renee, Jenny, Polly. Polly, is this your first time? I don't know. Your name seems unfamiliar, but I could be wrong. Catherine, hi. Dr. Van Putten, hi. And Geraldine, hello. Hi, Maria. Hello, Carmel. Carmel, is this your first time? Hi, Salty. Salter EA, I call you Salt Eater. I don't know why. But whenever I see your name, I call it Salt Eater. But hi, Salter EA. Hi, Marta. Very excited about your grilled cheese situation. And all right. There we go. So let's see. Click enter broadcast. Just dealing with a few technical things. And okay, so let's see what folks have said. Thanks for your grace, Jersey Femme and Marta. Your least favorite, so this is Jersey Femme, so let's go through a few answers. My least favorite character needs to fess up already and spill the beans. Regina Renee, your least favorite character needs humility. That is a common theme in the Patternist series for sure. It's your first time, Polly. Welcome. A man. Indeed. Indeed. Okay, it's your first time on the slow read. Welcome, Carmel. Nice to see you. Right? Salt Eater? Yeah, a character needs a dose of humility. Infected. Yeah. Like, I'm assuming Green, it's like your least favorite character needs to be infected, needs infected people. What do they need? But you've been on other, okay, great. Humility, yeah. They are infected, okay. Right? Okay. All right. So my least favorite character right now needs some food. So there we are. Okay, I'm just going to see, we've got someone who's going to be joining us, but who's stuck in backstage for some reason. So let me figure that out. So I will do that. I'll probably do that during our next sprint. So I think it makes sense for our next sprint to be 30 minutes. What do you think? Does 30 sound good? Compassion. Did I just see compassion? Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Okay. I'm just going to find timer once we get some. 30's good. Okay. The clock, the timer choices are coming in now. So 30. Okay. 30 sounds good. Alrighty. So let's do 30 minutes. Okay, great. Regina Renee, please send me a phone number for you and we'll try and figure this out. We've got one outlier at 40. So it seems like we're good for 30, Geraldine. So yeah, okay, good. So we'll do 30. And I'll find a 30-minute timer. All right, let's see what we're gonna, ooh, this is a really nice spring Easter timer. So we'll use this one. Let's share the screen. Okay, and we'll turn off the volume. Can do that, hopefully. Skip ads. Okay, everyone. So enjoy your reading and we'll see you after 30 minutes. Okay. We're back. I'm going to unmute you. All right, everyone. We are back. And the mystery is solved. I gave Regina Renee the wrong link. So I want to welcome our special guest for today, Regina Renee. Yay! So welcome, Regina Renee. And why don't you tell the people who you are and how you got into the OEB slow read, whatever you want to share about yourself.
Okay. First of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Regina Renee, and I discovered you when we were all under quarantine and you were doing the it's just like, oh, this is great. I will jump in when it was specifically about Octavia E. Butler. And I was like, I joined one session and I was like, okay. And then pretty soon daily sessions when I wasn't at work. And Octavia E. Butler, I discovered in high school. So I'm not a huge science fiction reader at all to this day, but there was something about Octavia E. Butler that still transcends everything else. And for me personally, and being able to engage and now re-engage, literally over 30 years later, it's been pretty amazing. So I'm a librarian and an avid reader, and yeah, I like talking trash with Salter. I do Salter. That's what I do. It
Walter? Yeah.
So, yep.
And how are without talking about where you are in your reading, how are you feeling about the plot now? I think a lot of us are. I mean, I'm just over halfway, and I know many people are further along than I am. So, how are you feeling about this book in the series compared to how you felt about Wild Seed and Mind of My Mind?
Okay, so the first time I went through the series, Wild Seed was my favorite. Now, Clay's arc is definitely my favorite, but not only, but because of I never knew it was a prequel. So at the time when I was reading, I never knew it was intended to be a prequel. And I was just like, so that puts things in context for me, and it makes it more interesting. But also, again, back to the librarian thing, I went and read the Kirkus review from 1984 and how people are like, oh, it's so basic. And this has been done time and time again. Somebody goes, out into space and comes back with a disease. But how Octavia E. Butler took something that was so-called basic and just flipped it on its head and made everybody engaged by her brilliant writing. And so, yeah, I'm here for it.
Before, I'm going to ask you in a few minutes if you have a question that you want to ask folks in the chat to respond to. So if you do, I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about that. I am still thinking about how this story fits in with the others. So I read many of Octavia Butler's books decades ago, but I don't often hold plots in my mind. I forget them. So it sometimes feels like I'm reading them all over again. Although once I get into the world, I might be like, oh, right, I remember that part, or I remember that character. Clay's arc still feels very different from Mind of My Mind and Wild Seed. I think part of it is that there's the extraterrestrial element of it. Like we're now engaging space as opposed to like this strange immortal realm, right? Like I don't yet understand how the alien part of things connects to the Doro and the Mary and the Anyanwu and all of that yet. It's not connecting for me, which I don't mind. I don't mind feeling kind of adrift because I trust Octavia E. Butler to bring me home. And so that doesn't worry me. And I actually, I would say that I'm enjoying feeling adrift because Clay's arc feels like, it feels like different people, different context, different story. It also feels like there are more, it's a more multicultural group of people. And it isn't altogether clear to me. Like it feels more like a motley crew of random people coming together. And a lot of Octavia E. Butler's books involve a crew of different people coming together for some kind of reason, right? And it feels more like Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents in that way, as opposed to Wild Seed and Minded by Mind, which felt, you know, like more of a continuation of a story. So I'm that's how I'm feeling about what I'm reading so far.
Okay, so I don't like being adrift. Like at all.
Yeah.
So when you said you're enjoying that part, and so my discomfort with being adrift is what has made me like read reviews from 1984 and read the writings that were done when the book was published. And so that's my way of trying to stay tethered a little bit.
Right. Right.
But I do like the concept of family in this book, though, because especially with how the Carr families are described, and it's just like, oh, why use the word family when you could use the word gang? But if we look at gang culture and how gangs are formulated, they are families. And so a lot of that has been sticking with me as well.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, who is family and how people are judging other families. So.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I'm gonna write that down because this idea of, you know, who's your family and chosen family really matters. And there are, I think in the Patternist series over others, although actually she does this in the Xenogenesis series as well, where random people are put together for the purpose of mating with no, you know, prior knowledge. And I don't know her reasons for that, but those kinds of pairings show up in all of her books in some way. These sort of borderline non-consensual and actually non-consensual pairings of people for the purpose of mating and breeding and building community and thinking generationally. That comes up a lot in her work alongside this like chosen family. So very, very, very interesting. I like that. Do you have a question? A post-sprint question?
I do. So do you want me to type it in the chat or speak it or both?
Speak it and I'll type it.
Okay. So I'm curious to know, like, so from this disease that is being spread, there are different abilities that people are given. And we're seeing some of those abilities: strength, increased perception of what people are doing and what they're feeling, speed, whatever. So I'm curious, it's like, which ability would be worth it for you if you were to contract this disease? Which ability would make it worth it for you?
Make the disease worth it for you?
Mm-hmm. If you're going to get this disease anyway, they're going to spread it. It was just like, which of the abilities would be like, okay, I can live with this?
Oh my God, that question makes me feel so very uncomfortable. And I love that you asked it. Because it forces us to, it forces us to accept the inevitability of this and think about the exchange. That's that's a creepy question, Regina Renee.
Right? Like that's what they're doing during this time. And it seems like Kira does it more easily than others. But what would it's like, it's inevitable at this point. You're going to contract this disease. But you're looking at all of these abilities that the different people have. It's just like, is there one ability that you'd be like, okay, this would be an ability that I could use?
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing some interesting answers. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Night vision. Increased perception. Okay.
Ooh.
Tough question. Probably the perception, but I would hate it at the same time. Teleportation. I'm sick of driving. Jersey femme. Oh my gosh. Seeing in the dark, I guess. And whoa, great. Yes, very great. Great. Excellent question. Heightened hearing. It's interesting when we think of abilities as extensions of abilities that we currently have or completely new things, right? Like seeing in the dark. So for somebody who has sight now, it's an extension of that, right? Increased perception. It's extension of our ability to perceive. Teleportation, totally different. Like we don't have even a root ability for that, right? Heightened hearing. Yeah, Marta's down with teleportation. I think we're getting into the teleportation. Okay, so how would you answer your own question, Regina Renee?
So I'm going to go the generic answer with the perception, because I think the hearing and the vision go along with it. But I'm answering because, one, I already have extremely good hearing. And as far as my eyesight, it's very interesting because people used to think I was afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of not being able to see. Right. I sleep with my glasses on. I shower with my glasses on. I do not like not being able to see. But I think having those heightened abilities would be, the perception would just be the one that does it all, because the people in the chat who know me, and even some people who don't just know me from sprints and whatnot that we've done together, I am the nosiest person on the planet. And so being able to have increased perception, it'd be like, oh, and knowing what people really feel and really think with just a glance and all of that, that would just be amazing for me. I own it. It's good.
I love how deeply you know yourself and how committed you are to communicating that. I love that. For me, I would love to be able to fly. I really would love to be able to fly. And I would love different, like flying in different ways too, right? So I would love to be able to hover. I'd love to be able to like leap and pause in the middle of the air. So flight, different kinds of flight, from just walking super fast and being able to sort of just lift myself off the ground with each pace, to like legit flying to different parts of the planet or beyond. So all of the jumpers in the book, the people who can leap from place to place, that would be my thing. And then flight connected to that. I think a lot of people are appreciating your nosiness. That's good. It's cool. Being everybody.
Yeah, I'm a grown up. I'm supposed to say curious or inquisitive, but it's just nosy.
For some of us, heightened sense of something already experienced in a lesser fashion. So perception, hearing would be miserable. For others, a delight. Yeah. Imagine using that perception on the subway. Oh my gosh. Wow. You'd love that. It would be too much for me. Like I'd be overstimulated. You're the nosy person who does nothing with the information. You just want to know and know the truth of the situation, Regina. Flying would be amazing. That's why I was so stoked to read about Clay, and he's not even in here. Biggest tease. There's still time. Yes, that's cool. All right. Okay, Regina Renee. So why don't you choose how long our next sprint is going to be?
How many long sprinters do we have in the chat? I saw a 40 last time. Do we still have a 40?
Geraldine came in with a 40. She fell back to 30 though, assuming your pronouns are she, Geraldine. But she fell back to 30. Wasn't sure if it was a typo or if it was like, okay, I'm the outlier, so I'll go ahead with 30.
Okay, so let's see if we can do 40 or maybe a 46, because we're not doing any 45s. So 40 or 46.
40
Anybody?
or 46. I love that. So to do what, and let's see what other people are saying. So we've got to be able to do what Anyanwu can do. Yeah. Oh, the other thing that I was going to say is healing, the ability to heal or shapeshift. Oh, I think shapeshifting might, I was going to say a bad word, might be better than flying for me, because then I can always shapeshift into something that can fly. So yeah.
Healing would be dangerous because because the flip side of the healing was the being able to kill somebody. And so that would be,
if you choose to.
yeah, or not having control. I would be
Right.
concerned about my control factor.
Yeah.
With the healing.
Got you. No, 45. We don't do that anymore.
Yep, no more 45.
Okay, so we have 146 and 140. So we need a tiebreaker. So someone needs to help us decide between four. Okay, so 40. All right, we'll do 40. Okay, I will find a 40-minute timer. I liked the spring design, the other one. Okay, so 40-minute timer. Oh, good. There's a bunch. Oh, even a spring one.
Oh, nice.
That's good. Let's, okay, skip ads, make it big, and then I'll start it back at 0 when we get there. Chrome tab 40. All right, everyone, happy reading. See you in 40 minutes. very excited about where I'm at right now. And I got to that point, that quote that I'm now going to say Octavia E. Butler coined in everybody else, Steve. Okay, so Regina Renee, take it away.
Yes. So where is everybody? Let's see where everyone is first.
Oh, right. Yes, I forgot. I was going to do that part. I finished part 3, so I'm on part 4, reunion. Yay. I love being able to just like finish at a point, like end of a chapter, end of a part. And I think that Octavia E. Butler is so good at dividing stories into parts.
Right. So I'm also at part 3. I finished it. And what was interesting for me is I had to go back because there is a book mentioned, and every time there's a book mentioned in a book, I have to find out whether it's a real book or not. And so Ishi, because sometimes they're just making up titles, but so when Kira starts to read, but she's not feeling well, so that she doesn't finish with Ishi, Last of His Tribe, and it is a real book, so I had to go find it, and so that's what I did with the remainder of my time. Okay. Oh, so people went on into part 4. They went ahead. Okay, so good. There will be no spoilers.
Yeah, I'm not in part 4 yet, but I'm okay about whatever.
Okay. So
I'm not fussed by spoilers, but yes.
Okay. So I'm the geeky person who likes games that go with books. And so we're going to try a little bit of a game first and then a question. But I want to start with this or that. And so rapid fire just in the chat, and Jerry, you answer out loud. But Kira or Rain?
Rain.
Okay, let's give people in the chat a chance. Kira or Rain, who's your person? And remember, we're at part 3, so don't change your answer based on what happens later in the book, if you can remember. Kira, Rain, Kira, Rain. Okay, going back and forth here a little bit. Kira. Okay, so pre-infection, I was all about Rain and her smart mouth, because that was me and having no control. Post-infection, I'm going to be with Kira. Rain needs to get her mouth under control. Okay, so next we will look at, let's see, Eli, or I don't know if he's Stephen or Stefan. But I think it's PH Stefan. But would you choose The Bachelor or would you choose Eli?
I'm intrigued by Stephen.
Okay.
I am. And Eli has like notes of Doro for me.
I knew that was going to come up. It's like, let the Doro hate begin. And this is like, Eli. Nope, too much like Doro.
Is Christina here today? Christina Teixeira. She's always ready to stab up a Doro.
Right?
Always.
Okay. Nita or Laureen?
Okay, hold on. There's a lot of Eli's here.
I see. Yeah, but Eli's just really, really creepy and a little self-righteous and like, way too sanctimonious for me.
So Laureen or who? Who or Laureen?
Mita or Laureen?
Mita or Laureen.
Lorene. I hear you.
I love that. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Dora the story. Yeah. Okay, I would choose Mita. At this point in the story, Lorene is getting on my nerves, and I think that like I was really into Mita when she was younger. I just found her bold and different and strong and curious and brazen, and I really liked that about her. As she's aged, she's softened a little bit. I don't see the young Mita in her, but yeah, I just I like her. I don't like Lorene, so I'm absolutely the opposite of Green, because yeah, I like Mita better than Lorene.
Okay. And final one for this or that. Would you stay or would you go? Are you going to try and tough it out at the ranch, or are you going to make an escape?
I like this or that. Thank you for introducing me to this game. All right, so stay, go, stay. Wow, a lot of stay.
Right? You're like, peace out. Go and go swiftly. Okay.
Stay. I'm out. Go and swiftly. I'm out. Miku said this or that. I know, right? Go. Stay. I can't decide. Alva, I can totally hear you saying that. I can't decide. Well, you know that while you're not deciding, you're staying.
Right.
Yep. So
indecision is a decision.
Yeah. I'm liking this or that. Regina Renee, you have just added so much innovation into this slow read experience with this or that. This is great. Thank you. Was that the last question?
Okay, well, so that's the last question for this or that. Our last question is about the road stations. So the road stations in the book are there for everyone. And even when things are going down, it's just like, no, we leave these people alone because, they're there for everybody and we need them. Is there an equivalent to the road station in our society today? So that's my question. Is there an equivalent of the road station, a place where everybody can get what they need to survive, basically, during times of hardship? Is there an equivalent to that in our society today? And if there is, what would be the equivalent?
I'm seeing some libraries.
Right. Library peeps are in the chat. I can see.
So do y'all have community centers?
We do.
So we have community centers, and they can and now, like in the past 15 years or so, at least in urban centers, we're now seeing complexes. So it would be like a municipal complex with a library and then a community center attached to it. And community centers usually have swimming pools, workout areas, meeting rooms, like community meeting rooms for general meetups. Sometimes there's like a snacking kind of area. There might be open space. There might be a community garden. So depending, of course, on your area and the amount of wealth in your area, that might look like different things. But yeah, libraries, is that cheating? That is not cheating. library.
And I see a lot of libraries.
Yeah,
And
it should be the church,
yeah.
but fortunately not always the case. Yeah.
Yep.
I think, yeah, you have community centers here. Yeah, I don't, it should be the church. Yeah, I mean, I don't think churches are safe for everyone. And I think that, yeah, I'll just say that they're just not safe for everyone. And in some circumstances, certain churches that offer services offer them with the expectation of, you know, people receiving like prayer or religious instruction or something like that can sometimes happen. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Right. And so when you were talking about community centers, I was thinking about my favorite library and where I used to work. I'm no longer there, but there's the library with the community rooms that's open to the public. It's by the schools, but directly across the street is the community center, and you have the gym, and you have the swimming pool, and you have activities for the youth and for seniors. And it's, you know, it's a hub of the community. And I like when public libraries and community centers are joint together.
Yeah.
And I agree with you completely as far as, yes, in my opinion, and based on my faith, it should be the church. But we're very clear that the library is the place where you can go where you don't have to believe anything and you don't have to pay. And that's true in the United States. It wasn't true when I was living in Botswana because you did have to pay a fee to get in the libraries. And so I'm just speaking for where I am in the United States right now. But you don't have to pay anything and you don't have to believe anything. And that is the difference.
Can we just acknowledge the very casual when I lived in Botswana, like kind of info drop that you that little when I lived in Botswana. What? I love
Yes.
that for you, and I have lots of questions that are probably inappropriate for a live show, but that's really cool.
Thank you. And it's, yeah, one of the best experiences of my life.
That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, and people are like, yes, Regina. Oh, wait. Yes, Regina Renee. Go on, live in Botswana. That's amazing. And okay, so, oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Right. That's why I'm clear that it's like having public libraries that are accessible.
Yeah.
It's like it is
Privilege.
it's a privilege that many of us take for granted.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we are 11 minutes after our second hour, and we usually end right at the 2-hour mark because I know we're all in different time zones, and for some people it's quite late, some people it might be quite early. So I just want to, first of all, thank you, Regina Renee, for being such an engaging guest. I loved the this or that and your thoughtful questions and your comments and just the creativity and fun that you bring to reading and insight. So thank you very much for being a part of our Slow Read Live today. And thank you to everyone in the chat for just being awesome. Or you know, it's funny because I had this experience yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna see everybody tomorrow. And so it's nice to know that, you know, we're here Friday nights and we're reading this together. So that's amazing. Do you have any announcements, Regina Renee, about anything that might be happening in the bookish world over the weekend? Oh yes, and thank you very much, Tommy.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome, Regina Renee.
So is Isis in the chat? I haven't seen Isis.
No, she's not in the chat.
Okay, so tomorrow Isis is hosting Nubia, the real one. Yes. And so for the graphic novel read, so that's happening tomorrow. And I'm like so excited to be there. And let me So it's like my book came, and I'm so excited. And so that's happening tomorrow. I don't know everybody's time zones and all of that, but if you go to Sister Sci-Fi and the events, it's all there. And so that's happening tomorrow, and I'm super, super excited about it.
Awesome. Okay. And we also have the Throwback-a-thon hosted by Black Prose Book Club is ongoing right now. So if you follow on Instagram, there are different reading prompts and you can catch up from the week or whatever you want to do. But there's a lot of cool stuff if you follow the hashtag over on YouTube or on Instagram. And there might be other stuff happening this weekend, but it feels like it's a bit quiet.
One more. Middle grade March. It is still middle grade March, and it's still March Mystery Madness. So if you're doing your middle grade reads, make sure, you throw in all of the diverse authors in there so that you can get in with your middle grade reads.
Yes.
I just finished Revenge of the Jumbies, and it was fantastic. So I finished all 3 now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have to get to the last one. Oh, that's so good. And then our live show is next weekend. So that's pretty cool because I think we're like the 20th. Yeah. So it's going to be next weekend. So we're going to be reading next week, Friday, and also Saturday. So for those of you who are trying to like pace with the calendar, I try to do it so that we have a little bit to read on Saturday. So we're like fresh out of the experience for the live show. You don't have to pace yourself with me, but we will be meeting on Friday and we will be reading on Saturday. And then on Saturday, Isis at Sister Sci-Fi is hosting an event, an Octavia E. Butler event for Parable of the Sower. I think it's an anniversary of that event. Is it 25? Is it 35? What's the... So she's hosting an event. So if you sign up for Sister Sci-Fi, the tickets are $0 to $35. Usually her ticket sales include like a bundle of some sort. So I haven't checked on that, but you can register over at Sister Sci-Fi. So that's on March 27th. That's going to be happening. And then our live show is happening on March 28th. And then also shout out to my parents because they're celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary next Saturday. So that's a thing that's also happening that we could all be excited about.
Is my birthday an announcement? My birthday is Tuesday, and everybody who knows me in real life knows that. But my birthday is Tuesday at 5:11 p.m. Mountain, and I'm going to be the big 50. So, woohoo! 50 years old and in quarantine, but it's my birthday.
So there it is. Well, happy early birthday. That is super amazing. Are you going to be doing you don't have a BookTube channel, do you?
I do not.
Okay. So, I mean, you can always start one. I'm always ready.
I'm working on a podcast. I will say that.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to put that out there. And that came from you and Quarantine Pages and all of your supporters encouraging me to start that.
I love listening to you speak, and it's funny because we don't speak in real life as often, but the way that you write in emails and also the thoughtfulness that you bring to the screen, I would love to subscribe to something and hear you speak more often. Like you're gifted, and I think we should hear more from you, if I do say so myself. So I hope that happens. That's great. But if you end up doing anything online, like public for your birthday, please let us know so we can celebrate you.
Thank you.
That's exciting. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. Have a wonderful Friday. Enjoy whatever you're doing over the weekend, and we will see you next weekend. Bye, everyone. And Regina Renee, just stay on. I'm going to end the broadcast, and we can do a post chat. But bye, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.